Hey guys, today is Thursday, August 7th, 2025. Last time we finished up Leviticus, so that was good. And then today we're going to start the book of Numbers. So we'll only do one chapter, but I want to give you kind of an intro, what it's about, what we're going to be looking for, and go from there. So somewhere on the way to the promised land, something went terribly wrong. Why would it take the infant nation of Israel 38 years to travel a distance that should have only taken a few weeks at most? The distance was just under 300 miles at a modest pace of 10 miles per day. The whole journey should have taken only 30 days. And yet that 1 month's travel turned into nearly 4 decades of travail. For the adults aged 20 and over who left Egypt, it consumed the rest of their lives. They never made it to the promised land. So this is the distance between Bakersfield and Sacramento. So it literally took them 38 years to go from Bakersfield to Sacramento, in a sense. But that was God teaching them to trust in the Lord. So for many long periods, the Israelites were in encampments, not wandering. Still, the reason for this seemingly interminable period forms the heart of this book. The Exodus generation, so the Exodus generation is the ones that left Egypt, of adults had a spiritual crisis halfway from Sinai to Canaan. It was not a question of geography or topography. It was a question of faith. The trip from prison land to promised land was spiritually at its core. It was a test to see whether the Hebrews would trust Yahweh to meet their needs and deliver them safely to their new home in Canaan. Man, I'll tell you guys, it is so hard to just lean on God's promise when you have no answers in sight. But that's faith, and that's where it comes in. And so he's teaching his people, God's teaching his people to learn to rely on the Lord. And if it takes as long as it takes, that's what matters. The Exodus generation failed the test and died on the threshold of blessing and promise. Their children, those under the age of 20 and those born in the wilderness years, would lead the nation into Canaan. The story of Numbers is so important from a spiritual perspective that 2 New Testament writers warn their readers about failing similar tests. The Apostle Paul advised the church of Corinth about yielding to the temptations to grumbling, immorality, and idol worship like the Hebrews did. The author of Hebrews warned his readers about a failure to move in and claim the spiritual rest God had promised. He draws from the story in the book of Numbers to remind his readers that promises must be grasped and acted on before they can be realized. Numbers is far more than Moses' travelogue or a record of Israel's population growth. It must be read with spiritual eyes wide open. So I just kind of want to, that's kind of the setup for this. We're going to get into some lineage, but it's going to show us exactly what happened and how they made their camp, which they spent a lot of time in. Okay, Numbers chapter 1. The census. The Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting in the desert of Sinai on the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. So this is year 2. He said, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one. You and Aaron are to count according to their divisions all the men in Israel who are 20 years old or more and able to serve in the army. 1 man from each tribe, each of them the head of his family, is to help you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From Reuben," so Reuben it's a tribe, right? "Reuben, Eliezer, son of Shadur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zeradiah. From Judah, Nashon, son of Aminadab. From Issachar, Nathaniel, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammahudah. And from Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur." Forgive me, okay? "From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideonite. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. From Gad, Elisaph, son of Dual. From Naphtali, Ahari, son of Enah. These were the men appointed from the community, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified, and they called the whole community together on the first day of the second month. The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more were listed by name, one by one. So the ones that were 20 years or older were registered by name so they could serve in the army. Kind of like, for us when we're 18, you register for the draft. Same deal. Let's see. The people registered their ancestors by clans, family, 20 years, right, one by one, and as the Lord commanded Moses. The Lord commands Moses a lot in here. And over 150 times in this book, Moses wrote that the Lord gave him specific instructions. 150 times. And he follows them. So that's, when you guys feel like something, like God's got something on your heart, it's very important that we do that, because you'll spend more time in the wilderness instead of listening to the Lord. Let's see, as the Lord commanded Moses. And so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. From the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of the clans and families. The number of the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. From the descendants of Simeon, all the men 20 years or old or more were able to serve in the army were counted and listed by name, one by one, according to their records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Simeon was 59,300. From the descendants of Gad, the number able to serve in the military was 45,650. From the descendants of Judah, 74,600. From the descendants of Issachar, 54,400. It's adding up, right? You got an army coming together. From the descendants of Zebulun, 57,400 able to serve in the army. From the sons of Joseph, the descendants of Ephraim, 40,500. From the descendants of Manasseh, 32,200. The descendants of Benjamin, 35,400. The descendants of Dan, 62,700. The descendants of Asher, 41,500. Naphtali, 53,400. And Levi, tribe of Levi, is left out because Levi, that family, the Levites, they were in charge of the tabernacle. Those were the priests. So they were in charge of moving the tabernacle. We'll get into that. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. All the Israelites 20 years old or more who were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total number was 603,550. So they got over 600,000 people, men, young fighting age men, can serve in the army. But out of those 603,550, believe it or not, I think there was only 2. Let me double check. There was only 2 that actually survived all of this. Joshua and Caleb were the only let's see. Except for Joshua and Caleb, all these men who were able to serve in the army would die during Israel's years in the wilderness. So all of these except 2. 603,550 minus 2. The ancestral tribe of the Levites, however, was not counted along with the others. The Lord had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law, over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down. And whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. The Israelites are to set up their own tents by division, each of them in their own camp under their standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the covenant law, so that my wrath will not fall on the Israelite community. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the covenant law. The Israelites did just as the Lord commanded Moses. So getting ready to go through Canaan. Looks like they're going to have some fights. They're building an army, and they're setting up different divisions and camps based on their tribes and breaking it down into leaders. So now we're able to travel. They're a little over 2 years into this and just getting started. So that's chapter 1 and kind of the beginning of Numbers. Next time we'll jump into the arrangement of the camps and get started. But love you guys. Have a great week.